And here we are at the South China Morning post-fight podcast, here with the one and only Paddy the Baddy Pimblett, absolute legend of Cage Warriors, just about to join the UFC. And how's it going, Paddy? And how's training camp going?
I'm great, lad. I'm absolutely great. It sounds very cliche, lad, but I've had the best camp of my life so far, lad. I'm feeling on fire. My weight's nice and low. I just can't wait to get in there and put on a show for everyone, for a worldwide audience, lad. I've been meant to for years.
How does it feel to be making your UFC debut?
It's like a lot of people say, oh, it's this, it's that. But for me, it wasn't a question of if I'd ever had my UFC debut, it was when. And it's finally happening. So I just can't wait for it.
Does it feel different now, though, going up to people in the street and when you meet people, rather than just having to say, I'm an MMA fighter, does it mean something special to say, I'm a UFC fighter? Do you get a little bit more recognition?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a UFC fighter, know what I mean? It's just, I'd say I'm an MMA fighter who's now in the UFC. I find it weird the way people say that, because it's like a Prem player saying, oh, I'm a Barclays Premier League player. When you're not, you're a football player. But it's just nice to have where people have been like that over the years. Oh, why aren't you in the UFC? Aren't you in the UFC? The amount of times I've had that question, lad. So now I can just say, well, I am in the UFC, aren't I? So it's that simple.
Well, that's it. And the story goes that you turned down the UFC 2 times before. Why sign now? What makes it all different now? What makes you ready now?
Well, the first time they offered me, I was only 21, was still a child, still growing, still developing. And Cage Warriors had just given me a bumper new deal, so it would have been pretty stupid to turn down. And then the second time, I just beat Alexis Avidas, I think it was 23, and I was scheduled to get hand surgery and stuff like that. And again, I hadn't even started doing strength and conditioning yet, so I hadn't even developed into my proper body, and I hadn't started doing strength and conditioning properly because I was still a daft kid. Now I'm actually an adult up here, as well as my physical body, so I'm finally in the best shape of my life and I'm ready to put on a show.
Obviously, back home in Liverpool, you're dead well known. You're pretty well known all over the UK from your time in Cage Warriors, getting the belt. Some of the greatest fights I've ever seen in Cage Warriors involved yourself, Paddy. But to those from outside the UK, in America, over here in China, and all over Asia, why should people be watching you? What makes your fighting style so exciting in and outside the cage?
I'm never, ever, ever in a boring fight. You'll never see me in a boring fight in your 100%. Life. Even fights what I lose. Know what I mean? I'm never in a boring fight. But even outside the cage, as you know, I can't help myself. Stuff just comes out my mouth, lad. I just talk. I don't put on a persona for no one. I'm just me, lad. What you see is what you get. And people like that of me, because when something comes to me head, I'll just come out with it and say it. And I'm my own man. So that's why a lot of people like me, to be honest.
100%. And, a lot of my friends over here in Asia were saying to me, Paddy seems like he's been around a while. It seems like he's waited too long to join the UFC. And I'm saying, you know what? Do you guys know he's only 26? And it seems like you've been around for ages, because you have, and you've just been doing work. Do you think getting that experience before joining the UFC was vital? And would you say that to other young up-and-comers, to get that experience in beforehand?
Yeah, definitely. You see a lot of fighters now rush to get to the UFC. You see people in the UFC who are like 6-0 and 9-2 and stuff like that. And I'm 16-3, lad. My UFC debut is going to be my 20th pro fight. It's going to be my 29th MMA fight. You know what I mean? I had 9 amateur fights and I've had 19 pro fights. I went professional when I was 17, and I've been honing my craft for 9 years. Sorry, and it's gonna help me more than going to the UFC when I was 6-0. You know what I mean? Like, I've fought in the full Echo Arena. I've main evented in there plenty of times. The pressure of a UFC event with no crowd is not going to affect me at all, where other people it will affect. I've been embarrassed in my home city, lad, where I've lost decisions in my home city. So fighting in Vegas or Madison Square Garden or anything like that, that's not going to affect me. It's that simple.
Paddy, you've never been embarrassed in your home city. Trust me, as a Scouser, you'll never embarrass us. We're always proud of our own first and foremost. Do you know what I mean, lad?
Yeah, of course.
How does it feel to be going and fighting in the fight mecca that is Las Vegas? Is that something you've always wanted to do, something you've always dreamed of?
Yeah, of course. It's funny because I've always said over the years, some of my mates have been to Vegas and stuff like that, and they've asked me to go, and I've always said, no, I'm not going till I fight there. And it's come to fruition, you know what I mean? Asking you shall receive, and that's what I do. I've always believed in myself, I've always had the confidence, and I know I'm going to be a world champion. I know what my destiny is in this sport. I'm going to be the biggest superstar in MMA. I'm going to be a global superstar, and it's going to start on September 4th. Like, I'm going to blow up in a big way when I finish this kid and I get my hands on that mic.
100%. I think we're all waiting for you to get your hands on that mic because it's been a long time coming. Obviously, talking about arenas and stadiums, fighting in the Echo before going over to Las Vegas for your first fight stateside. Is there anywhere else in the world you'd really love to fight? I think there are a few stadiums you can mention.
Everyone knows what stadium I want to fight in, lad. Yeah. And it's going to happen over the next 5 to 10 years, lad. I'm going to make sure the UFC go to Anfield. 100%. We need to sell Anfield out. Big cage in the middle, lad. Anfield holds about 55, 60,000 as it is, lad. So with some seats on the pitch and stuff like that, lad, we'll get 70,000 in there and we'll absolutely sell it out. I know for a fact we would.
I'll tell you what, I'm just dead excited for this UFC event coming because, you know, we've got yourself, we've got Molly McCann, we've got Darren Till, we've kind of got Liverpool in Las Vegas, and I'm sure hopefully if you all get the business done, you're going to show all those people in Las Vegas how we do it in the LIV. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we are, lad. All of us are going to turn up, fuck shit up and get off, lad. That's what's happening, lad.
100% classic. How is it going to be when you finish your fight against Luigi? Are you going to get back as fast as you can and watch Molly's fight? Because as it stands, she's on right after you. Is that a little bit more pressure, or is she just going to block herself out?
I'll be honest, I don't know what the order of the fight card is. I don't think we'll know till we're actually there fight week. But hopefully we're not right after each other. Hopefully there's a fight in between so that we can watch each other. You know what I mean? And warm up with each other a little bit. But yeah, no matter if I'm straight after or she's straight after, we'll definitely be watching each other. That goes without saying.
Well, with your opponent, Luigi Vendramini, the Italian stallion, he's been a UFC fighter for the last 3 years. He's gone 1-2 in the promotion. What have you assessed from him? What do you think are his weaknesses? What do you think are his positives?
He's got heart, you know what I mean? In his last fight, he was getting his head jabbed off for 2 rounds and then just ran out in the third and tried to take his opponent's head off. So he's got heart, he's got grit, he's got desire. Also, in his debut, he took a fight against a welterweight. Look at him getting right into me there. In his first fight, he took it at welterweight, the weight above. So he's got balls as well. You know what I mean? He steps up to the plate. He nearly got choked in that fight, but he wouldn't quit. But I'm a different animal to all these people he's fought. You know what I mean? I'm just different inside and outside the cage, lad. And I just hope that they don't cut him, to be honest, because he's going to be 1-3 after I beat him. And I hope I'm not the reason that he gets cut, because obviously he's got dreams and hopes as well. And getting beat by Paddy Pimblett shouldn't be the end of them dreams.
Of course, that's pretty nice of you, of course. Bit generous, some people might say, but, you know, with your opponent being from Italy, with them winning the Eurovision Song Contest, then winning the Euros against England, getting the 100 metres in the Olympics and the 4x100 metres, it seems to have been a summer of success for everyone over there in Italy, from Napoli all the way up to Milan. Are you confident that you can be the man to stop the nation of Italy on what seems to be a tear?
I already beat one of them up in March, didn't I, lad?
Yeah.
He didn't get fucking past 90 seconds, lad. He got mucked. But I think he gets called the Italian stallion, but I think he's Brazilian, but his mum and dad are Italian. I don't know if they emigrated to Brazil or something like that, but it doesn't matter where he's from, lad. Like, you could put anyone you want in there with me, and I will beat them up. So I don't care where the fight goes either. I want to stand with him. I'm going to showcase me striking to everyone. I'm going to put him on his ass with hands, kicks, knees and elbows. I don't even want to grapple. I can see him engaging in a grappling match with me because I'll be lighting him up on the feet.
Do you have a prediction for the fight, Paddy?
What did you say?
Do you have a prediction for the fight?
Yeah, he doesn't get out the second, like, no chance. But
Okay.
the closer the fight gets, I'm thinking more and more the first round.
Getting more and more confident. That's what we like
as
to
the
see.
fight gets closer, lad, and I feel more on fire in the gym, and I just feel like he's not on my, well, I know he's not on my level, but as we get closer and as I get, like, I just get better and better and better in the gym, I'm going to proper hit him.
And with everything that went on the last 2.5 years with Cage Warriors and with COVID, and you're not really being able to fight as much as you wanted to, and obviously no disrespect to Cage Warriors, a lot of it was out of their own hands. But are you looking going forward over the next 18 months, 2 years to be active and to get out there and fight as much as possible?
Active. Yeah. Once I come out this fight unscathed, I'll be open to fight at least one more time before the end of the year, but I'm open to. I've just seen Fight Island being announced for the 30th of October. I'd jump right at the chance to fight on that. And then I'd be happy to get another one in December. You know what I mean? So we'll just wait and see how shit unfolds. But Dana loves a Scouser lad and he loves an active fighter. So I think he'll, as soon as I have, like I say, pre-fight interviews, me entrance, smoke this kid in a round, post-fight interviews, he's going to want me back out soon as, lad.
Well, it's not just Dana who loves Scousers. Let's be honest. God is a Scouser, isn't it? We all know it. And there's a little funny story about you in the UFC when it came to putting down your country or nationality. Don't mind if you'd like sharing that for your fans on this side of the world.
Well, yeah, obviously I tried to put down where it says what country you're from, what country would you like to represent. I put down Liverpool, Merseyside, and I got told, no, you need to put a country. So I was like, yeah, the Scouse Republic of Liverpool. And it was like, no, you need to put a country. But I was even tempted to put Holland, the Netherlands, just so I could wear my orange shorts and say I was Dutch. But I had to put England, so I'm going to have to wear red.
Oh, absolutely perfect. And as a Scouser, got to absolutely love it. Do you know what I mean? And just one last question. You got anything planned for your entrance or anything special? Or you planning the usual entrance with the usual music? Or
yeah, of course. No, it's going to be, everyone loves that entrance, lad. I'll be using my same song, be bouncing out just like I do for Cage Warriors, lad, whether there's a crowd or there's no crowd, lad. It's that simple. It's what I do. People love me for it, and that song will never change, lad. Lethal Industry and The Heads Will Roll is the Baddy's anthem.
Of course, and thank you very much, and thank you from everyone over at the South China Morning Post. Thank you very much for the interview, Paddy, and thank you very much, and great luck coming up in your upcoming fight.
Thank you for having me, fella. You're more than welcome. The camera was going a bit skew because of him, lad. He kept fucking bouncing over and moving my arm, so I had to keep fucking moving it.
Of course. 1 sec, let me end the live broadcast.